Teaching students during the day and making their parents laugh at night are Springfield Central High School teacher Kristine Blinn's dual passions. She has been doing comedy for about 5 years now and says this is a time when a comedian finds their voice. Producer Alejandro Cameron brings us the story.
Our host tonight is a Springfield native. She's also Roar's house comic. Please help me welcome to the stage, Kristine Blinn.
All of my bosses know, all of my coworkers know, it's no secret. I was a little nervous having them at the first show, but what's really cool about my principal here, you know, he knows how much I care about the kids. He knows how much I love my job and how hard I work in the classroom. And he can kind of, you know, separate like maybe a bad joke from who I am as a teacher, which is really cool. Not that I say anything that's like super horribly controversial. I'm not political or anything, you know. They're actually really, really supportive of it, and principals have come to a bunch of shows, a bunch of my coworkers have come to shows, so my Central High School family has been super supportive with the entire thing. I remember in 2008, I was going out to visit my friend in San Francisco, and I really tried to psych myself up to get on stage out there because I knew nobody would know me, and there was no chance if I did horribly that anybody would know who I am. I chickened out doing that, and so it took me about another 5-6 years to get the guts to do it when I was back living here in Springfield. I've always wanted to make people laugh, and I found that while I'm writing my jokes, especially now, I'm about 5 years in now, so from what people tell me, this is kind of where you start to find your voice a little bit. And so I found that certain topics that I talk about, it's not necessarily that I have this dark, horrible place, but I think I've always kind of found humor in things, or tried to, because laughing is much more fun than being sad. And as I write jokes, it does kind of help me kind of realize even who I am more and what my perspective is on certain things that I might not have even realized before. I actually was writing gossip news, and I was just making fun of people all the time, celebrities who did dumb stuff. It was kind of in the earlier onslaught of online trolling, you know, like Perez Hilton had just gotten huge and was just making fun of people, and so it was one of those kinds of ideas. And I kind of caught a conscience. I just felt like crap doing it, and realized, like, why am I making fun of these people? It's so negative. And as I loved writing and I wanted to do something more positive, and so I decided to look into becoming an English teacher. This is my 9th year teaching, so I started teaching when I was 30. I honestly think if I didn't teach first, I don't think I would have made it through comedy because, you know, this far in comedy. Because when I started teaching, the day before I started, I had a massive panic attack, sobbing, crying, was afraid I made a mistake changing careers, and I would be nervous going into every single class for a couple of years. But I knew the teacher in my head that I wanted to be. So now I am that teacher, or a lot closer to that teacher who I imagine myself being. And so when I started comedy and it was horrible and awful, the only thing that really was like, keep doing it, is because, well, you grew in front of a class, eventually you're going to be the comedian that you kind of imagined yourself being too. They always tell me that they're gonna come to my shows, and I'll be like, you have to be 21, and they'll say, well, I have a fake ID, and I'm like, well, I know how old you are, so can't get in. But they always ask me if I make fun of them in class, and I'm like, or if I make fun of them on stage, and I'm just like, well, I make fun of you here, so yes. And I'll tell kids, I'll be like, you're in a story, and you're in a story, and they say they want to see it. If they ever graduate and actually do show up, I don't know, but I have had a couple former students in the audience, which is actually a lot of fun. I know that this is going to sound controversial, and I don't want it to be taken the wrong way, but I can't deny the fact that the very first stand-up special that I watched with my family, and the first stand-up special that I quoted constantly, was Bill Cosby himself. Probably one of my favorite stand-ups ever. And it's sad because of what has since happened and who it's since been revealed who he is. So it's sad to say that. It's almost tainted now, which is sad, but I can't deny what it was when I was a kid. So I will say that one. And also, growing up, Eddie Izzard's Dressed to Kill was another one that my brothers and I just devoured and watched it repeatedly and could quote all the way through, you know. So those two, thinking of stand-up specials that really stick out to me. Those two are the ones that kind of made me want to do comedy.
I love teaching. I picture myself teaching here, not at my high school. I like teaching here, it's fun.
And I'm Kristine, Blinn. You guys have been awesome. Have a great night.